start the barbecue and light the sparklers because it's time to celebrate America the Snackful. And while our government can't seem to mingle between parties, we're going to Pringle between our lips. And even though they can't seem to be bipartisan, we are going to buy part of sandwich cookies called Oreos. And while we don't live beneath a czar, we will eat a Heath Bar. Yes, it's Independence Day. Get ready for some fireworks right now on You Tried Dat. It's the 4th of July episode. I'm Nick Novak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger,
Hello.
and today we have a guest from the podcast The New Low and from Who Does a Podcast, which is all about the songs from Hamilton. It's Kyle Loder. Kyle, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Awesome.
So, Kyle, we usually ask our guests a little about their snacking preferences, but we heard when you were going to come on that you are a huge fan of Wawa. And I said, Chad told me that, and I said, I don't know what that is. And so explain to all of us what it is and why it's so great.
So I know Chad is from California, correct?
Well, I'm from Chicago originally, but I've been out in California for like 15 years now, yeah.
And the two
And
Nicks
we're
are
in Chicago.
based. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Currently, yeah.
Wawa is a chain of convenience stores, mostly around New Jersey, Philly area, Maryland. There's a few in Florida and a few in the DC area, but it's real mid-Atlantic based.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not just convenience stores. They are a way of life. Wawa is, think of it as a convenience store with like a deli inside. So they make a lot of their own stuff.
Yeah.
They have a lot of their own branded stuff. They've recently to me, meaning in the past 20 years, they've expanded into like gas stations. So they become like super Wawas. But what I'm used to growing up in South Jersey are just like littler stores where it's just the convenience store inside. So they're going to have all your normal stuff. They're going to have the snacks. They're going to have the drinks.
Right.
But it's like the sandwiches and like the hot food and their coffee. I mean, all that is just so good. They have their own like manufacturing plant in somewhere near Philly. It's somewhere in PA. But the reason they're so localized is because they won't build a store anywhere where they can't ship to in a day or drive to in a day. So they make sure everything's fresh. They make sure everything's ready to go.
So is it basically like a 7-Eleven, but with their own, like their own, they make their own food as well, like their own
Yeah,
hot
it's
food.
like 7-Eleven is McDonald's, but Wawa's like Shake Shack.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I see,
You know?
I see.
Where you're still getting sandwiches, but they're like a better quality.
When you say they make their own food, like, so 7-Eleven has their own branded 7-Eleven things in there, but do
it's
they
all
have somebody making?
prepackaged.
Okay, so there's
Yeah.
somebody like making and serving food.
Yeah,
like as if you went to a gas station with like a Subway attached, except it's all
exactly.
Wawa
It's
branded.
all Wawa branded. So when I say it's like a deli, there is a deli counter where you go and order. There's 2 or 3 people back there making sandwiches. They're making. They have like the flatbread machine. They have like all this stuff. Like a lot of new stuff's come out lately that I haven't tried. Like they started making burgers. I'm kind of not really ready to try those yet. But
Yeah, so is the food like high quality food, or is it kind of like scratches that trashy?
I would
food
say
edge?
like their subs and sandwiches are high quality. There's a lot of like trashier stuff they try to do. Like they'll have like up on the register, they'll have like those hot pans or whatever. I don't really know what to call them, but like these heating areas where they'll put like soft pretzels or
Okay. Oh,
mozzarella sticks or like buffalo bites, which are basically like boneless wings. But
Right.
those are crappier quality, but at the same time, it's like sometimes you want the Wawa buffalo bites because they're like, you're up there. They're like $2. Who cares? They're delicious. Yeah, they make soft pretzels. They make all sorts of stuff.
Wawa's a way of life. So sometimes you're just like, yeah, give me that food.
Sometimes I'm like, I need Wawa's shitty boneless wings. I want them now. Yeah.
Is this a place you're going to? Dad's going to get all the kids in the car, take them down to Wawa, and we're going to have dinner?
So that's possible.
Depends how deadbeat your dad is.
It's possible how awake dad is, how
Mhm.
much dad gives a shit that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be like, I don't feel like doing anything. Let's just go to Wawa. Or it's they're usually also open like 24/7 too. So that's like the 7-Eleven thing where like we just got back from the bar. It's 2 a.m. Let's just go to Wawa and grab whatever we want. I mean, that's any convenience store, but at the same time, you can get like more stuff there.
But there's just people making food 24. There's just some poor guy who's got to
yeah,
making sandwiches at 2
Making
a.m.
you a soft pretzel at 4 in the morning when you're like
Yeah,
half
well,
drunk.
if you want a soft pretzel, it's usually the bagged ones that are at the front by that point. But you know, they got the best. Oh, they also make their own drinks. Like they have like their own lemonade, like fruit punch and stuff like that.
Oh.
So yeah, they make a lot of their own stuff, and that's the key that a lot of people don't realize. Because like some people talk about Wawa and they hear it, it's like, oh, it's just a convenience store. I'm like, no, my friend. It's so much more.
So, but their own food is mostly just like deli meat. Like they have their own line of turkey or something. Like in...
I mean, I don't know where the turkey comes from. I can't
The
trace
Wawa
it back.
slaughterhouse that's in the
But
back.
yeah,
behind the store.
the Wawa turkey pen is in the back. It takes up a few parking spots.
you get to
but
pick your own farm
yeah,
to table.
you can go back there. They have the lobster tank. No, there's
Let's
no lobster.
say you were in line somewhere and there's a couple people behind you saying, "Oh, Wawa, it's just a regular convenience store." Do you feel strongly enough that you would angrily turn around?
I feel strongly enough that if they were there, they would never say that.
Okay.
They would just sense
They would
your
realize
presence.
it. But they would know. They'd be in the store, and that would never occur to them that it was just a convenience store.
Mhm.
But they probably also saw the giant Wawa logo you have tattooed on the back of your skull. too,
It's
so
actually on the
that
back
is
of my neck. So yeah, if they were behind me, they would know.
Right. Would you say that Wawa is love?
Yes, Wawa is love. Some would say Wawa is life.
Okay.
Now, is it like kind of a more expensive place, or you know what I mean, like that, like the hot food? Like, okay, so let's say that you went into Wawa and
Doesn't
all
sound
you had,
expensive.
all you
It's a
had
gas
was
station.
a Hamilton. What would you buy?
A $10.
Mm-hmm. Because you host a Hamilton podcast.
You could the $10 founding father. You could probably get like a sandwich for like $6
Mm-hmm.
because they have different sizes. You could get like the shorty, which is like the 6-inch roll, and then maybe like a bag of chips and a drink. Like you could get out of there with a pretty good meal for $10.
So, would you say that the name of your other podcast was?
The one that's not about Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's called A New Low. So it's
Yeah.
5 of us.
Is that also
just
what happens
talking
when
about
Dad
random
gets
events.
dinner at Wawa and takes it home to the family? Hey kids, here's your gas station sandwich.
Oh boy! See, that's what I'm talking about. People call them gas station sandwiches, and that's what I'm trying to set the record straight here.
It's people like you, Gagger.
Yeah,
Give Wawa a bad name.
I guess what I can't. I'm conflating it with 7-Eleven in my head, and I think 7-Eleven sound. I know there's a lot of people that love 7-Eleven. I go in there, see those hot dogs and burritos and that rotating warming.
Well, it's not
taste, and I
just
wanna
that.
barf.
It's because I've never in my life gotten good food from a convenience, and I've probably gone to 20 different convenience stores with different
Right.
names on them, and I've never gotten good food at that. So this would
But
seem
it's probably
because
because it's all prepackaged. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is prepackaged, but it's made like fresh every day. So they'll make the food and then put it like on the warmers, or they'll put it in the case or whatever if it's like a pre-made sub. One thing I forgot to mention, the Sizzlies, that's their breakfast sandwiches. So they'll have all the
What's on that?
I'm getting to that. They'll have all these pre-made breakfast sandwiches on those hot plate things, whatever you want to call them, the warmers.
Yeah.
So it's either like a bagel or English muffin or like a croissant with like sausage or bacon and like the egg thing and cheese. So there's all these different combos. That's the thing. There's so many different kinds of Sizzlies. Like whatever you're craving, it's going to be there. So that's another thing is they'll have the Sizzlies till like maybe 10 or 11.
I like that name.
And
Sizzler.
yeah,
It's
so it's like it's in your mind. You're like, I'm getting a delicious hot sandwich because it's called a Sizzler.
Mm-hmm. And how much are they paying you?
I wish. If I would love to know. You know how people are like when you die, like you want to like see your stats for life. You know,
Yes.
like how many
I
times
do not
did
want
X
to see
or,
any of my stats.
or like
I
how
have had
many steps
that,
have
yeah.
I done in my time. I want to know how much
Right.
money I spent at Wawa. That's one
How
thing.
many
I'd
loads
want
have
to
I
know.
blown, etc.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's probably number one that everyone wants to know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
number two for me is how much money have I spent at Wawa? Because there's times I was probably there at least 3 times a week at like my peak.
Wow.
And then I'll go probably at least every other week now because I am trying to cook more at home. I mean, the
Yeah.
pandemic has affected us all in various ways, so I'm trying to
Right.
cut down on outside food. But sometimes you just can't resist it, man.
Chad, you wanted to call out. You wanted to question Kyle on a
Yeah.
take, right?
Yeah, so I had something else I wanted to ask you about. So I was listening to one of your recent episodes of Nulo, and
Okay.
you had a Wall-E take
Oh boy.
that I thought was fascinating because I've had a similar take before. So do you want to go and explain your thoughts on the movie Wall-E?
I think that robot screwed over humanity. Humanity had like a perfect life lined up. They had all their needs taken care of. They're floating around in a chair. They could get food and entertainment anytime they wanted. The robot comes along and screws it up. What was the point?
I think that's kind of an like if you reimagine Wall-E as like an anti-hero story or something, you know, like he's
a villain.
He's actually the villain.
Opinion. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He's like the I don't know. He's Breaking Bad by like ruining all these people's lives, right? Because you could just sit in the chair. It's perfect. You could be fat. It's wonderful.
Yeah. The
You
humans
could do
had it
anything.
figured out in that movie.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it's
Straining to remember the plot point you're talking about. I know.
that's the
I
entire
know.
The
plot
second
point.
half. This
I
is the
saw
second
the
half of the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
I think that says more about you guys than it does about Wally. Like that
No, I
that
think-
life was designed by somebody at Pixar to look undesirable. You know, like they said, let's make a setup that nobody wants to live like this, right?
I think they got it wrong. I mean, that movie didn't make any money, so obviously I'm in the right here.
Yeah, I always viewed that as like, oh, this is like these guys are living the dream.
Yeah, the dream,
then,
exactly. They have it
yeah.
figured out.
But at the end, didn't Wally get to kind of bang that lady Wally, or no?
I don't know if they ever actually
It was
fucked,
implied, right?
But,
The
yeah.
Wallette. Yeah.
That little like R2D2 thing came out and started spinning around.
Yeah, right. Wing, wing, wing.
Oh, you know Wally fucks. You know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
You know what they say about robots with big eyes?
Yeah, he's ruggedly handsome.
All right. Well, let's get to eating some snacks here. We'll talk some more Wally as we go, I'm sure. It's a
Fantastic.
endless source of.
Wally and Wawa.
I mean, just
all the
thinking about it,
WAs.
we're sitting in our chairs right now, about to
Mhm.
eat snacks, talking over a video screen.
Mhm.
Right.
What's better than that? You made a whole
We're,
podcast
like, halfway
out
there.
of it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna admit it's good, but later I'm gonna want to get up.
Ah, come on.
You
I'll
have
have
too many
Wally with that.
podcasts if your ideal world is just being on a podcast continuously and then going to eat at a gas station.
Well, that's where my
That's your-
life is going towards. So. It's not a gas station. First
Sorry,
of all.
convenience store.
Not all of them.
All right, we've gonna eat 3 snacks, rate them on a 5-point scale. A love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's get the Pringles out of the way here,
All right.
so it can spoil and burn our palates for the rest of the show. These are the Pringles Scorchin barbecue flavor. It's a new brand. They have a few different Scorchin ones I've seen.
And we had done barbecue Pringles in the past,
Correct.
Okay.
but we haven't done any of the Scorchin.
So,
flavors
Chad,
before.
should we say you were asking me about snacks we should do, and you're like, we're going to drop 4th of July weekend,
Yes.
and you were trying
Yeah.
to do like a backyard barbecue theme or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we got 2/3 of the way there. Up.
All of these are 4th of July related.
Oh, of course.
We'll get there.
I'm
We'll
sorry.
get there. But yes, because this is a barbecue flavor, that is why.
Right.
And 4th of July fireworks. Maybe you scorch your hand off or something. So that's why this is 4th of July theme.
Kyle, do you like either Pringles or hot chips in general? Is this the sort of thing you'd go for?
I do love Pringles. I know they get a bad rap, but
Not for me.
they're not potato chips. They're potato mash wafers.
They're crisps.
Yeah, they're crisps. They're snack crisps or whatever their official name is. No, I love Pringles. A lot of their different flavors. I wouldn't say I'm much of a heat seeker. Like I'm okay with spicy flavor. But I don't try to go super hot. Like hot fries, Andy Cap's hot fries, too hot for me. I like Takis, but the purple Takis are too hot for me. I like the green Takis.
Okay.
So I'm okay with like spice flavor, but like super spicy, I'm not a huge fan. But these, they have like a decent kick. They're not like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Julius Pringle on the cover has steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
His eyes are closed.
Maybe if I ate more, I mean, maybe I had like 3.
I had to stop after 2, but I'm a
Yeah, you gotta eat
notorious
the whole can.
spice wuss.
Yeah, on the cover, there's hot pepper and a flaming chip over a grill.
There's like a grill a flaming grill. Like that's the thing with mass market like hot stuff is like they never go super hot
Right.
unless it's like very specific things like I said Takis or hot fries or something.
Unless the whole premise is to draw in the people that really
Yeah,
want super blazing hot. Like
But you'd
Taki
think
Challenge.
it's something called Scorchin BBQ.
Right.
And like you said, Mr. Pringle. Percy, his name is?
Julius.
Percy Pringle.
Julius.
Julius. I don't
Yeah.
know what to say. Oh,
Percy Pringle is Paw Bear.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, that's why Percy Pringle.
Oh my god, I just put the
That's
Pringles
what
universe
it's
together.
all about. That's what it's all about.
These Pringles are spicy.
But do you
Yeah,
like?
if he's got steam coming out of his ears, I expected a little more spice.
Do you like spice outside of snacking? Like if you're eating a meal, would you you know, like wasabi or whatever, or spicy? I don't know.
Not a huge wasabi fan. Like
Yeah.
I'll do like normal hot sauce, like a Frank's or Tabasco or like whatever. Tapatio is pretty good, but I do it moderately. I do the moderate shake. Fire sauce at Taco Bell, not Diablo. Diablo's too spicy. So yeah, I'm like a medium. I'm a medium.
What
spice
sauce do you? You're a big Taco Bell guy, Geiger. What sauce do you get?
I don't put sauce on it usually.
Oh.
But I used to love, they had this like spicy volcano taco that was just, it would make your insides liquefy, and I liked it a lot. I like spicy food. I hate wasabi though. I don't know what it is.
It just yeah. Well, especially because like American wasabi is just horseradish. It's like not real
That's what I keep
wasabi,
hearing.
so it kind of
just
sucks.
blows out
It
the
just
flavor.
stings. Like it's not a flavor. It just
Yeah.
stings you.
It sucks.
Like that's why I hate super spicy stuff. It's like, why do I want to be in pain?
Yep.
Like it's.
That's why I hate
ridiculous.
also weekly spicy
All
stuff
spicy
because
stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to be in pain.
All right, Geiger,
Yeah.
why don't you start? What do you think of these things?
Well, we all know me and Julius Pringle and his brother Percy are all good friends.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy a Pringle. I'll call it a chip. And you can call it crispy if you want. I'm saying it's a chip. And
If you wanna
I'm
get
Mr. Chip,
sued.
so
Yeah.
I can decide.
Skirting the law there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you guys. I don't think these are overly spicy. I knew Chad would think these are spicy. I'm astonished every time he says something is too spicy, because this really is not. I mean, there is a kick to it for sure.
Yeah, it's
but
there.
this is not in any way too much to handle. I think these are good. It's enough kick. I think the barbecue it's one of those flavors that I think I can't eat like a lot of, but that's probably good because I should probably stop eating an entire can of Pringles in one sitting. So I'm going to give this a solid like that. These are good.
All right, I like that to start. Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely go with like.
Like
Yeah, you
what?
just reminded me, Geiger, when you said like the what's that? I missed something.
No, yeah, it's the common guest mistake. You have to say like dat.
Oh, I'm
in different to
sorry.
dat.
You know what? When it comes to Phineas Pringle's Scorchin BBQ,
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Nice.
There it is. That's the quote we'll pull in the pull plug for that.
But yeah, is it Phineas? I don't think it is.
Nope.
Julius.
Julius, there you go. But yeah, Geiger, you reminded me when you said that there's not much barbecue. I don't really taste a barbecue flavor.
No.
It's mostly just the spice.
All right, 2 likes. Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, that's why. So if there was any discernible barbecue flavor here, like any kind of sweetness to it, and now granted, I didn't like the barbecue Pringles. I'm pretty sure I gave
I
that
was
a
going to say,
dislike.
that wouldn't have helped at all.
No, well, it would have helped it because I would prefer the barbecue flavor to the spicy flavor.
Sure.
So when you get just spice, which I only ate 2, my lips are burning, my tongue is burning.
Wow.
It's so unpleasant. And there isn't
Yeah.
even that sweetness that was promised on this thing. So this is going to get a hate dat from me. I think it's
Wow.
Roots.
Hate that. Oh my god.
I'm gonna bring the average.
You're
down.
just a character at this point.
He's living the
Come on,
gimmick.
I'm somewhere in between you guys. I think it could use a little more barbecue flavor, like you all said. I don't think the heat's that bad. I actually think the heat's kind of pleasant. Like sometimes the heat is too much on these. I think this heat is kind of right on. Like it's kind of a good amount if I'm looking for something spicy. But the flavor's just not great. I wouldn't see myself going back to it that much. I'm going to give it an indifferent to dat. So we've got 2 likes, an indifferent, and a hate. So we're a little over the board there. Let's get the Heath bar, which has
All right.
a very loose Chad. So what does it connect? What's some loose connection you're going to make the 4th of July?
Who's
for
gonna
the
make
Heath bar?
Okay, so there are actually 2 connections. Well, I'll let you guys
Heat?
pick which one you prefer.
Is one of them because the first part of it's heat?
Heat? Oh,
Huh?
hey,
Yeah.
3 connections. No, it's
Okay.
If
because
Chad thinks this is too spicy, I'm just gonna hang up.
Yeah, you probably will.
it's because this is an English toffee bar. And what was July 4th all about?
Oh.
Fighting the
Get
Oh.
rid of them
Fireworks?
damn English.
Mhm.
There we go.
That's the first one. And then building on top of that, there actually was a British Prime Minister named Edward Heath, which this bar is no doubt named after. So there you go. Those are the
You
2
knew that.
things.
I'm sure you knew that without
Yeah.
any research, right?
Oh, yeah.
Edward Heath?
Yeah, just off the top of my head. Definitely didn't Google Heath president, and then that came up.
Right.
Or America.
Right.
Have you guys had one before? I probably haven't had one since I was maybe like a
Oh.
little kid or something.
I've had them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first time trying those Pringles, and this is the first time I remember trying a Heath
Yeah.
bar. I might have had one.
Same.
I
Really?
might have got one in like a Halloween bag, and I don't remember. That's very possible.
They
Right.
do show up on Halloween every now and then.
Yeah, exactly. Some old lady gives you a Heath bar. But as a side note, I agreed to do this podcast when Chad asked me before I listened to one,
Uh-huh.
and I have
And then
a
immediately
huge-
regretted it.
I have a huge aversion to eating on microphones and hearing chewing on microphones.
Oops.
So I listened to an episode and I realized you ate the food during the episode, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
boy.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? When I'm a man of my word, I stuck to it. I'm still here.
We try our best to edit out as much of the chewing as possible.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's important to get the live
Oh,
takes of it.
absolutely. I agree
I mean,
with that.
some people hate it like you. Some people really are into it.
Yeah.
But we've been asked for episodes of just eating.
There's a whole subset
Yeah.
of society that's really,
Yeah.
we get a
Is
lot
it
of
possible
mail
to
about
just edit together the eating parts?
that. Yeah.
I will pay for that.
So this is like a super thin bar with
Yeah.
a very thin layer of chocolate coating around it, and then
Well, it's toffee, right?
yeah, just thick,
Technically,
hard
it's like
toffee on the
hardened,
inside.
like crunchy toffee. Milk chocolate English toffee bar is what I'm reading here.
Toffee's just one of those things that isn't
Nope.
exciting. Like it's
Toffee
not
sucks.
bad or any, yeah, it's there's nothing averse about it, but it's just doesn't. I never crave toffee or want to eat toffee.
Yeah.
Same.
Toffee's kind of like a mixture of caramel and butterscotch, only just hard and not as good as either one.
Well, I feel like it's like more crumbly, like so it's like easier
Yeah.
to chew than like a caramel.
Yeah. Chad, what do you think?
It does get stuck in your teeth though a little bit, which is one
Yep.
of my big pet peeves about snacks is when they get stuck in your teeth.
Man, spicy
Uh-oh.
snacks getting
Uh.
stuck in your teeth. It's just murderer's row for you here
Is
today.
there
Yeah.
anything this guy likes?
Oh, there's one thing he really likes.
Yeah.
It's not a Reese's cup. He's not in.
You know, the flavor is actually pretty good here, though. Like it's not overwhelmingly sweet, which I kind of thought it might be, but this isn't just the consistency that I want in a candy bar, right? Like I don't want to have to like break it off. Really, I don't really want it to get stuck in my teeth. So I think the flavor is pretty good, but the consistency is lacking for me. So I think this is just one of those things I would see it and just be like, there it is, never reach for it. So this is gonna get an indifferent to that for me.
All right, different from Chad. Kyle, what do you think?
This is an old lady candy. Like this is who this is for.
Yeah.
This is a Werther's. This is a Rolo. This is a
Mhm.
black licorice. Well, it's not as bad as black licorice. I don't want to go that far. Yeah. When it comes to Heath milk chocolate English toffee bars, I'm indifferent to that. Like, I'm not gonna go seek it out, but if someone gives me one, sure, I'll eat it. Whatever.
All right, I think actually I'd rather eat the chips than this. If I'm reaching for one of the two, I'm gonna go for the chips. I just don't like it that much. The toffee, the flavor's okay, I guess, but to me, it's just not all that pleasant. I'm gonna give it a dislike that. So 2 indifference, a dislike. Geiger.
Yeah, it's just kind of underwhelming. I liked it better than I thought I would. I remember not liking them as kids, and this is probably the first time I've had one since then. It wasn't bad. Like Chad said, I don't think the flavor is necessarily bad, but I don't like the consistency. Like I said, I don't like toffee that much. It gets stuck in your teeth. It's fine. It's indifferent. If all I had to eat was a Heath bar, I could sustain my life with it. That'd be fine. There'd be worse options.
If that was all that they were feeding you in the tube in your Wally chair.
Right. I would never
Probably
want to
want
get
that
up.
robot to get there.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
a robot?
I'm so fucking sick of Heath bars. Where's that trash robot?
God. Well, I would have died of diabetes a long time before that, probably.
That is probably true.
Rotting teeth and diabetes. Please, Wally, save me from this Heath bar. But I don't.
You're calling out to the robot who's back on Earth.
Again, I don't remember the parameters
He's like,
of the movie.
he's like a celebrity on the spaceship somehow.
Yeah.
Do they also know his name is Wally, or is it just like his?
Yeah, he was like this
he
huge
kinda-
buff robot.
Yeah.
No,
he
he
was like
wasn't. I don't-
superhero.
Kids had posters of him on their chair.
Mm-hmm.
Wally, you fucking beefcake! Get me something besides this
Yes.
Heath bar.
Get over.
Wally, you've got the
Um,
best ass. Come over and show it to me. That's what they
His
would
last
say.
name was Heath too.
Oh, really?
It's true.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That sounds arbitrary, but
it was a lot of Heath bar product placement in that movie.
Yeah, Wally's last name is Heath. Like he comes to the ship, and Nick thinks he's gonna get rescued, but he just has like a big bag of Heath bars. He's like, "I'm coming to save you."
I've come to double your Heath bar intake. Crank something out.
And they're nutritious. They're just shoving in there. The planet Nestle. So anyway, I am going to give it an indifferent to that. They're fine.
Okay.
After after all is said and done.
Well, that's still, despite the hate, still is going to put Scorchin in the lead, I think.
Yep,
If my math
that's
is
right.
right. So we'll see if the S'mores Oreos can take the win after the segment. Geiger, what do we got?
It's time for a segment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I had to announce that. I think Novak did that already.
I
All
told
right.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'll let you do, Jeff. Let's just do the ending first this time. No, I'm kidding. All right. We have got this is obviously coming on the 4th. So what better way to commemorate that than a quiz about the 4th? So
Cool.
I'm going to ask you guys questions.
Hmm.
Awesome.
So, let's go back to Wally.
Yeah. Would have
Okay,
rather
anyway,
spent the
back-
segment watching Wally.
I'm hoping my Hamilton research will help me out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
All right,
he's a ringer. He's gonna kick our ass.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Time for this is really just Wally ab questions. How many ass parts? I don't know. As a robot has anyway. But
Yeah,
fine.
robots have ass
What are you
parts.
talking
You
about?
nailed it.
I don't know. I got trapped in a corner there. Okay.
Wait,
How
the
many
first time did you say ab questions?
Yes, ab questions, and then I
And then the
Abs,
questions about his
ass,
ass?
Right.
yes.
All the
Right
A's.
around
You
to the other
followed
side.
that 100%, Novak.
Okay.
That's how great it was. Left you a breadcrumb.
Wally's got a real 6-pack ass.
Oh boy. I really wish this was ogre. All right. So
It's never ogre.
It's never ogre.
it's never ogre. All right, not explaining that. So, I'm going to ask you all questions. You're all going to get the chance to answer them. We'll just keep score, and I got a little tiebreaker set up at the end if we have to. So we should all be set. So
So, are you prompting each of us?
no,
Or
you're
are we-
well.
are we
I'm
winging
asking
it?
the
We
question.
buzz in,
No, I think I'm
We
going to
just
allow you
yell
all
out.
to answer. Yeah, you can all answer.
so we can all get we can both get points on us.
Yeah,
I think.
why not? If
For
we
sure.
all end up tying, you guys are just all brilliant, and that'll be a perfect encapsulation.
Why don't you put
of
some
the
fucking
points.
thought into this for once?
I did. I did put some thought in it. I've got 10 whole questions that I thought about. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see how you do, genius. All right.
Probably poorly. That's why I'm trying to tear you down early so that I don't look as bad.
All right. Question number 1. How many ass parts now? Question number 1.
6.
You were ready to go. That Hamilton research really did come in handy. All right. According to the website Value Penguin, in 2000, sounds legit. In 2019, which state purchased the most fireworks per capita for this 4th of July? Okay. Which state? Oh, I'm actually. But there's a twist here. We don't actually care who did the most. We care who did the 4th most. Because it's the 4th.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. Now I understand why it doesn't matter what order we answer in.
Yep.
Okay.
So, which state purchased the 4th most fireworks in 2019? Your choices are
Yeah.
A,
Multiple
Kansas, B, Wyoming, C, Missouri, or D, Alabama.
Your choices are, and then he just lists all 50 states.
Your choices are
Sorry,
Alabama, Arizona.
Kansas,
Alaska.
Missouri, and what?
Kansas, Wyoming, Missouri, and Alabama.
I'm going Missouri.
Okay.
Right
I'm
off
going
the bat.
Wyoming because it's per capita.
Okay.
Yeah, all those. I was thinking that too. The per capita stats are always super high in Wyoming.
It's probably all 4,000 people bought fireworks.
And I know that there's a town on the western side of Wyoming, right at the border with Utah. Because
Oh wait, it's the 4th best, right?
Yep.
Right.
4th
Yes.
best.
Oh shit. I'll go in Kansas then.
Hamilton only lists the top 3.
Damn it.
Yeah, there's this town in Wyoming right on the border with Utah that only exists to sell fireworks, kegs, and porn, because all 3 of those things are illegal in Utah. And I remember when I lived in
moving to
Salt Lake
Wyoming.
City, like everybody would drive 2 hours to the border just to get like a keg for a party for the weekend. So yeah,
The kegs, the 3 of that's that you're getting.
yeah, just kegs. I don't want any of that other stuff.
Kegs full of porn.
I'll just smuggle them.
So I'm gonna say Alabama.
Okay, so Chad, you said
Switching.
Alabama.
Mhm.
Kyle, where'd you land?
I went Kansas.
And Novak, you were Missouri, right?
Yeah.
It was actually Wyoming.
Oh,
They
talked themselves out of it.
the Missouri was number 1 by a lot. So it was
Wow.
$8.39 per person worth of fireworks.
Mhm.
Number 2 was Alabama at $5.83. So they were like $3
Wow.
more. Kansas was 3rd with $5.53, and Wyoming was 4th at $4.04.
Maybe they're just cheaper.
Yeah, that might be cheaper, or yeah, like you said, it is less people, but maybe some moose bottom. I don't know.
Well, you
Okay.
go there you show up to the store with $20.
Right.
You got to make a choice. So like, you might end up with the porn. You might end up with the cake.
That's very true.
The 3 food groups. All right.
Mhm.
Number 2. What is a common thing to do on the 4th of July is cookouts, right? Hot dogs, burgers, dogs, all that kind of stuff. I just said dogs
Barbecue
twice.
Pringles.
Barbecue,
Mhm.
Scorchin Pringles, a Heath Bar. What is the 4th most popular burger topping, according to the website Defector? So your choices are bacon, tomatoes, cheddar cheese, or grilled onions.
Going with
4th
grilled
most.
grilled onions.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's either grilled onions or the tomatoes. I'll go with the tomatoes.
I'm gonna say bacon, actually.
That was the other one. But
It is caramelized onions. Well done, Kyle.
Ooh.
On the board.
Yep. I want to say bacon was number 1,
yeah,
which
everybody
sounded
loves
very
bacon.
high
That
for
doesn't
me.
make sense.
Yeah.
If you're grilling, you're usually not making bacon on the
Most
side.
popular burger topping. I mean, I love bacon on a burger. I had it tonight, so I can't. That sounds dumb, although I love it. But anyway, so number 3. Speaking of the 4th of July, it's also known as what? What's the other word name for it?
Independence Day?
That's right.
July 4th.
Is that a point? Did I get a point for that?
No, that's and that was the quiz. Give me an alternative title. No.
Who was the
Independence
4th
Day-
billed actor in the movie?
We're getting there.
Mhm.
We're getting there. Novak has seen too many of my dumb podcast segments to know this. Okay, Independence Day was the highest grossing film of 1996.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh boy.
What
which
fourth?
was the 4th highest
Okay.
grossing film?
I know this
Got it.
answer.
What?
Okay.
Wait, what?
Why?
I know it.
Have you been listening to Blank Check?
No.
Okay, well, here are your options, okay?
But I heard
No
it on a
the answer?
podcast today.
What?
Oh, no.
What are the chances
All right,
of
Chad,
that?
let's have Chad answer last.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Chad, you answer
Okay,
last,
well,
but
yeah.
Was
here are
it
your-
this podcast?
Was it when I called you asking for
Are
help
you
with
in
the
a
segment?
Are you in a wormhole?
All right, so the choices are Twister, The
Okay.
Rock, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Disney movie, or Mission Impossible, the first one.
I'm gonna go with Twister.
Okay.
Oh, Chad gets to go last since he knows
Yeah.
it.
Chad's
Yeah.
going last.
Well, he claims he knows it. So
I know
don't
it.
want
It
him
was
to
one
tip
of
the
those.
scales.
It was one of those 4 choices.
Twister, The Rock, Hunchback of Notre Dame. What's the other one?
Mission Impossible.
Let's say The Rock.
Chad,
The answer is The Rock.
you are correct.
Yeah, I was listening to.
Ooh.
They talked about it on the Rewatchables. They did an
Okay.
episode on the movie The Rock, which I
That's
just
bizarre.
listened to today.
Welcome to The Rock. So Independence Day was 1, obviously. Twister was 2.
That was a hell of a
Mission
comment.
Impossible
Damn,
was
Twister
3.
was 2
And Twister was a huge movie that year.
over a Disney movie. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, actually, so Mission Impossible was 3, The Rock was 4, Hunchback of Notre Dame
Oh
was 5.
wow,
Who's the
interesting.
last of those?
Give us another
All right.
Connery.
Welcome to The Rock.
Where's Schwally?
What's your favorite Connery quote, Geiger? How did you not say it?
Shit. Now I'm fighting. It's
From League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
the
what a
match is set
film.
and the game is on, or something like that, right?
I'm waiting
What a
to be
picture.
impressed.
Oh, that's okay. Quick aside. That's still one of my favorite movie scenes when the villain, who has a mask on, takes the mask off, and just has another mask on underneath it.
Yes.
What is the
Classic
entire
move.
fucking point of that?
Classic move. It's a
I was
Sting
waiting
move.
to be impressed and never was during that movie.
What
Okay.
was the fourth mask he removed?
It was the fourth mask. It was Shrek.
Oh.
All right. Number 4. Now, Kyle,
Yes.
you mentioned this before. This could go one or two ways. This is a Hamilton related question. You
okay.
may have a huge leg up, or you may fall into the trap that often befalls us in these segments, and that is I have set you up to look like an asshole. So,
Oh, that is very easy. Do not worry.
okay. All right. So I want to
What's
know
the fourth part of Hamilton's ass?
He details it in a rap, right? There's the left cheek, the right cheek, and then there's the hole.
You got my butt cheek, my up cheek. Bottom of it
Up
all.
cheek? What's your up cheek?
Well, if there's 4 cheeks, there's got to be. Yeah, it's like the cardinal directions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If there's 4 cheeks, there's not. Spoiler alert. You have 2 cheeks.
But if
unless
there
something
were,
happened to
one
you.
of
It's
them's
the
the
quiz
north
of
cheek.
4s. I'm trying. I don't know.
You
That's
need to
right.
quit eating Wawa. You got 4 ass cheeks over there.
I know.
Hamilton had 4 asses.
Okay. All right. What is the 4th song on the Hamilton track list? I looked it up. Okay. So your choices are, and Kyle, you'll go last.
I will go last.
Yeah. The Story of Tonight, My Shot, The Schuyler Sisters, and Farmer Refuted, which is the greatest name of any song I've ever heard.
None of those mean anything to me. I've never seen Hamilton, so I'm gonna say My Shot.
I'm gonna pick whatever the first thing you said
The
was.
Story of Tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the story of tonight.
It is The Story of Tonight.
Wow.
Yes.
So
I'm going off the old grade school picking of you haven't had the first one be the answer yet.
right. Yeah.
So-
You're scantroning my answers here.
My podcast, we've actually reviewed one song a week, so like we're going down the soundtrack. So that's like why I know the order so well. Is
Yeah. That was your
we've just
4th
done them.
episode.
We did them all
presumably.
in order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've seen Hamilton. I can't honestly state I can remember the song Farmer Refuted.
It's the one
think
where the
this-
dude's on the pedestal reading, and then Hamilton comes along and like tries to counter. What he's
Refusing.
He
He's a
refutes.
farmer. That adds up.
Where does that
All
one rank on the overall? Because you guys rank every song.
That
Farmer
was like
Refuted.
mid 30s to me
Yeah.
out of 46.
So it's-
Out of how many songs?
So it sucks ass.
46.
Okay,
It's
that's
not
pretty
great.
far down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor farmer.
Which number was Save Us Wally?
That's
Which
number
one
one.
was that?
That's number one.
Okay.
Wally?
You gotta
in
open with
Hamilton.
that.
So no doubt, it's number one.
Wally secretly kills Aaron Burr.
And the number 2
Um,
was Wally, show me your north asshole, or whatever the hell you were saying earlier.
North cheek.
North cheek.
Wally, let's see them abs was number 5. All right, number 5.
Then it was give us Heath Bars or give us death.
All right. Number 5. We're talking about fourths and fours. So, which men's college basketball team has made the most Final Fours? Okay, so your choices are, and these are four heavyweights of college basketball.
Yeah.
Duke, North Carolina, UCLA, or Kentucky.
This is not fourth most Final Fours.
No,
It's
this
most
one
Final
is the most
the
Final Fours.
most
I
Final
changed it up this time. Yeah.
Great question. I feel like it's got to be Duke, right? You got to go with the safe bet.
I think Duke is a swerve because they're like it's a decoy. They're so famous, but I think they always get eliminated like around round 8, round of 8 and stuff like that.
I'm sticking with Duke.
I think it's either Kentucky or North Carolina. I'm gonna say North Carolina.
I think it's UCLA, isn't it?
The answer is North Carolina.
Oh,
with 20.
Chad.
Yeah.
So actually, these I think are the
Nice.
top four. So Duke has been to plenty.
Right. That makes
okay.
sense.
Okay, so actually, it is all tied at 2 apiece as we're
Interesting.
through 5.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I had
All
no
right.
idea.
everyone's still in it. Okay, we're back to figuring out the fourth of things, guys. We took a brief
Thank God.
detour
Thank
To
to
God.
celebrate
yeah.
the champions,
Yeah.
but now we want to find out the runner-up to the podium. All right. So a lot has been said, a lot of ink has been spilled, a lot of movies made, a lot of songs written about that glory hound Neil Armstrong. Okay, we get it.
Oh man,
You were the first fucking
Yeah.
guy to walk on the moon. Stop
Shut
bragging
up
about
Enough
it.
already.
Okay, we've
Jeez.
heard about
Yeah.
it. You know who never gets attention? The fourth man
Wally.
to walk on the moon. Ever.
Oh.
Do you remember one movie made? Do you remember the movie Fourth Man?
Yeah.
They made the first man. They didn't do 3 sequels, did they?
There's no fourth man.
Uh-huh.
Great point.
So I want you to tell me which of these astronauts was the fourth
Oh,
man.
man.
And I didn't give you any options. You have to tell me his name. No, I'm kidding.
What? Oh, fuck.
It's Wally Robot is one.
Okay.
No,
Definitely
is it Alan Laverne Bean,
Mhm.
Charles Pete Conrad, Edgar Mitchell, or David Scott?
I
Come on.
David
haven't heard
Scott.
of
You
a
went to
single one
space
of those
camp, Chad.
fuckheads.
If there
You
was
should know this.
ever 4 white names on Earth, you just were right.
right.
I'm gonna say Conrad.
Okay.
What was the third one?
Edgar Mitchell.
Edgar Mitchell. That's my.
I'll say the one that
Okay.
was David something.
David Scott. None of you got it right. It was Alan Laverne Bean.
Damn it!
It was hilarious.
Bean.
It was hilarious because I just kept. So at first I typed in who was the fourth man to walk on the moon, and then Google suggested like other searches, like who was the fifth man. Like I absolutely need to see
And you're
that.
just
Yeah.
like click, click, click.
But for like whatever David Scott's was, I don't know if he was. I think he was like the 7th or something technically, but it just usually the Google search comes up with the full name, and this time it just said. So it was like Alan Laverne Bean, and then Charles Pete Conrad, and then the next one that came up it just said Scott. I started cracking up. Like, and fourth is Scott. Scotty.
So it was Bean. Was it Mr. Bean?
Yes, it was Mr. Rowan
Okay.
Atkinson was the fourth man. He just pantomimed up there, pretended to
Bumbled around the moon,
Yeah, ate a bean or whatever.
slipped in the dust.
Slipped in. Right. Fucked Wally. All right. Number 7. Okay. I was researching a famous quartet. We have to have some sort of quartet component to this 4 quiz.
Of course.
And my favorite quartet growing up was the Ninja Turtles. Okay.
Oof.
So according to, I found this out
Famous
today.
quartet.
Yep, famous quartet. There's the Barbershop Quartet, and there's Quartet, the
The
whiteboard
B
company,
Sharps
and
and the
there's
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and the Beatles. The Turtles or
Yeah.
Beatles, which was
Turtles
more
are
popular, right?
Better. Yeah.
According to the most recent Turtle comic storyline, from what I understand, it's set in the future.
Mhm.
Only one turtle remains alive. Apparently, the grandson of the Shredder
Wow.
killed the other 3, and the 4th one is out for revenge. So you need to tell me who that is.
Wait, what is the storyline? That's
Apparently,
in the
it's set in
comic
the
books or
future.
something?
What?
That's like in the comics?
Yes, in the comics. It's set in the future, and the grandson of the Shredder has killed 3 of the turtles.
Shredder.
I
is
will
the
go
What's his name?
last.
Shredder the
'cause I
third.
think I know it.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'm not going to bother. Well, I guess for the folks that listening at home,
that's a
who maybe
bold
don't
thing
know.
to admit you know.
Yeah,
I said I think I know
Leonardo,
it.
Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Okay, so Kyle, who is the coolest guy with the best well-adjusted social life, is going to go last. No, I'm kidding.
I do
love the
2
Turtles.
podcasts. Of course, I love the social life.
Hamilton is not the answer. Just so you know.
Alexander.
Novak,
All
what do you
right,
think?
Chad. Oh.
Oh, okay,
I
Chad.
think I'm passing it to Chad.
Chad,
Yeah,
you can go.
I'll whatever gives a fuck. This is random. I'll just say Raphael.
Okay.
Trying to think of like who they would just write it. So who do fans want to see alive?
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, Leo probably.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Raphael.
It is Michelangelo.
Nope.
Ooh.
The most party dude of them all. I think that's the storyline, is that he's now this bitter.
Now he's
bitter, angry
he's
guy.
changed his ways. He's partying no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's still
Exactly.
partying.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of pathos, guys. You should check it
So
out.
we're still tied because we bombed the last 2 questions.
That's correct.
Right.
Still all knotted up at 2. Anyone's game. Okay, 3 more questions to go. All right. A famous line of the Gettysburg Address, of course, is 7 years ago.
Of course.
Right? How many years does that actually equal? So when someone says
7 or
7 years ago is how many
Okay.
total years? So your choices are A, 15, B, 27,
Mhm.
C, 65, or D, 87.
I know this, so I'll go last.
I think I know.
I think I also know it.
Okay, all of you know this. I didn't know this.
Well, I said it first, so you guys go first.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Everyone shout the
I'll go
answer.
first. I think it's 27.
Oh, I don't think it's 27.
Then you go
Can you
next.
give me the other ones?
15, 27, 65, 87.
And how much is 7?
Correct. It's the combined years.
I thought it was 87.
It's 87.
Okay.
It is 87. So a score is a grouping of 20.
Mm.
So
Right. Like when you say you score with a check.
right.
Because what
It's
he's
like
saying
20
is
checks.
it's like 1840 something. He's saying 7 years ago they declared independence.
Yep.
So it was 87
Mhm.
years ago.
87
Mhm.
years ago.
So when you go to Scores Strip Club, it means you get to hang out with 20 strippers.
20.
20. That's how it works.
Right.
No, it's a $20 cover charge. That's what.
Probably worse. All right. Number 9. What's the most fourth related part of your body? That's right. It's your forearm. You've got 2 bones in your forearm. Which one is
Right.
longer, the ulna or the radius?
Wait, what was the choices?
The ulna or the radius?
The ulna?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, check out that forearm.
those words mean nothing. The radius is half of something, so I would think that would be
Half as long as the ulna.
Shorter.
The most fucked
Right.
up looking arm of all time.
Yeah, your one side of your arm is not
It's
half as
half.
short as the other one. I hate to break it to you.
I'll say the ulna.
I'll say the ulna too.
Pretty sure it's the ulna.
Ulna's all around. You're all correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, nice.
What's the
Nope.
score? What's the score?
All right,
called
heading
going
into the last
finals?
one, it is Kyle and Novak each have 4. Chad, you have 3.
All right.
So,
All right, anyone's game.
After
Guys-
that ulna question.
yeah, thanks to that old 50% chance of being
old
right
ulna.
on that question.
Toss us that old softball. Like you don't know about that one.
It has to be about
Wait.
the tibula next.
I did enjoy Novak's biometric math of, well, half my arm must be shrinky, right?
Mhm.
All right. Guys, speaking of forearms, who's the most famous forearm in popular culture you can think of? That's right.
Famous
Schwarzenegger?
forearm.
No, it's Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, four.
Oh, nice.
Got 4 arms, right? Goro is a notoriously hard video game boss.
Yeah.
A lot of people say he is like one of the most hard, apparently, Mortal Kombat characters to beat. I never played the game, but I'll take their word for it. I found a list of hard video game bosses from ScreenRant.com. They had a top 20 hardest video game bosses. You need to tell me where you think he ranks on that list, and whoever's closest will get the point. So this is one that only one person can get. I was hoping to
Oh,
potentially break a
shit.
tie if we had
Out of
to.
20,
Out of 20, where is he?
where is Goro? Okay.
Where is Goro?
And the most difficult bosses.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I know this.
I'm pretty sure I know this because I wrote that article.
I heard this on a podcast today.
Oh, my third podcast is called Goro Moves. I just talk about a different move of Goro every time.
They were talking about this on the rewatchables, and I heard it.
I heard this on NPR.
Well, I was gonna say fourth, but I think you would swerve us.
Ooh,
never know.
That's good thinking, actually.
I'll say 6.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go, Chad, since you're behind. Then you can
Mm.
Price is Right us.
Oh, good point.
I'll say 12.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's pretty low, actually. Look, Goro was tough, certainly harder than Shang Tsung, but there are so many, like, really, really legit hard video game bosses out there.
Like RPGs and stuff.
Yes, exactly right. So I think it's actually pretty low on the list. So just to Price is Right, Novak, I am going to go 13. But I think it's probably close to, like, 17.
According to Screen Rant, out of the top 20, Goro was the 10th hardest boss to face. So Novak will take that because he was
Oh!
Ding
two off.
ding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I forgot what he
Alright.
said.
So Novak, you are the preeminent fourth man of this podcast.
Nice.
And now, just for shits and giggles, I had a tiebreaker question, and
Sure.
Kyle, you probably won't know this, so I apologize in advance.
Hell,
But
who
you can
knows?
take a guess. Our the winner of our fourth episode. Do you guys remember what it is?
Oh,
What snack won our 4th
Yep.
episode?
you have
tried
choices,
that
or is it
fourth
wide open?
episode. Yeah, you have choices. Yeah, it is
Okay.
Pinwheels, Kamita Crisps, or Justin's Peanut Butter.
I
Gotta
know
be
what
Pinwheels.
these things are.
I
Yes,
listened to
heard
our
of
fourth
none of
episode
these.
today. It was old sounding. I'll just say.
Yeah. I'm pretty
It's gotta be
I'm
Pinwheels.
pretty
They're
sure it was
delicious.
the Pinwheels, yeah.
Are pinwheels like the cinnamon bun things?
No, they're like
No.
they're like a chocolate cookie on bottom with marshmallow on top, and
Yep.
it's like puffy marshmallow.
Because I feel like the Justin's peanut butter was like 3. Like they were all very early there. Those ones you all mentioned.
No, this is all. So this is three. This is the snacks we did in the fourth episode.
Then it was
Yeah.
Pinwheels for sure, yeah.
Yeah, it was Pinwheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Justin's
Yeah,
peanut butter
absolutely, it
was
was
just
Pinwheels.
peanut butter out of like a
Yes,
wrapper.
that's right.
I don't even remember what Comedic Crisp are. So, all right,
Fourth
Novak.
best Pixar movie. What is it?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I
Inside
guess,
Out.
yeah, I think Inside Out is the right answer there.
Cars
Uh,
2. No,
actually.
okay.
'Cause-
It's Up, which is actually about the upper part of the ass.
Over
The forearm.
Yeah, right.
the forearm. Yeah. I enjoy the cars because it's got 4 wheels instead of 4 arms.
I do have
point.
I do have Up Wally. I would put top 4. I would put Ratatouille,
You went Up Wally?
Wally, Up, and Inside Out.
Ratatouille one.
Yeah, it's my fave.
Up,
my
Up does not
God.
belong on the list at
Up's not
all.
bad. Ratatouille's a good
Up's
movie. I like
good.
Ratatouille.
You don't like
Up's
Up?
just
Fine.
depress the hell out of you for the first 20 minutes, and then I don't think it's that good. I actually
might
like.
be forgetting.
I think
some of
Coco
them.
is really good.
Oh, I haven't
Coco
seen
rules.
Coco.
I never saw Coco.
Yeah.
Coco's so good.
I've heard it's good. I really like The Incredibles, the first one.
Very good.
Yeah, great movie.
There's two hard. They're all good. Well, not all, but like 2/3
No,
of
the
them are
Cars
amazing.
movie sucks.
Yeah.
The Cars movies are terrible.
I actually dislike a lot of Pixar. Like I didn't like the Finding Nemo at all. I really hated that.
But there's
movie.
like a
fine.
middle run of like 8 movies that are all amazing. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of a theory that they're all based in the same like universe?
They are.
Yeah, like they're all.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's like a running theory that they all are based in the same world, and like Wally is.
So in the
The
Toy
end of
Story
it.
universe, there's superheroes. Like I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
And then like Wally, like I think
Like why aren't
in
there
Wally,
Incredibles
there's-
action figures in Andy's toy chest?
Well, kid just
Well,
didn't
yeah,
know.
Wally killed them all. The
Yeah.
Credibles.
Got it.
This was a fan theory you saw where it was like a CGI Owen Wilson car like fucking the guy from Up or whatever that you were watching. Is that what it was?
All the garbage on Earth is because Wally decimated the Earth,
Right.
and people got on there to escape him.
He's the ultimate
They're
villain.
trying to avoid him.
He's
They
the
were trying to avoid
Thanos
Right.
of the Pixar verse. I think it's pretty clear.
Absolutely.
Right.
Carl from Up was just trying to like cause his house to float up to the spaceship so he could live
Right.
forever.
To
It was just
leave.
hovering above the earth.
He snaps his fingers, and like Heath Bars just appear in people's mouths. And
That's his snap.
Mhm.
Creates Heath Bars.
Well, I think we summed it up.
Yeah, perfect.
That makes about sense. Yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar.
All right, let's eat the s'mores Oreos. So we've had damn near every Oreo you could think of. Kyle, we once did a 20 flavor Oreo tournament. So
Over
we've
how
had
many episodes?
2.
over one episode. Well,
Well,
we did
two?
it on one night.
One
Yeah.
record. Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
I was we did it in the afternoon, and that night I was like just shaking.
I would be like
continuously.
puking. Yeah.
I had a 101 degree fever. It was fun. And then we also taste tested beer. And
Yeah.
Before the episode, you had a fever
During.
like while you were. Oh my
during.
god.
I caught it kind of during it.
That was our segment was taste testing beer.
and calling an
between eating
ambulance.
Oreos.
Ding.
So these are, of course, S'mores Oreos, and what I like is you can see the chocolate and marshmallow on the innards.
Yeah, and
If
they
you can
have
see that it's
supposedly
a
a
graham-
graham cookie.
Yeah, so it's a graham cookie with chocolate marshmallow icing or whatever. I made the classic blunder of opening the side. I forgot about the pull tab. I didn't notice it till later, so
Classic blunder.
I've got a mess of a bag here.
How do you feel about Oreos normally? You fan or?
I love Oreos. Like normal Oreos are fantastic.
Where do you come down on regular versus double stuff?
I guess double stuff's better. Yeah, double stuff's probably better.
Hot take.
Correct.
I mean, it's the regular take, right? Like
It did win the tournament. It
Yeah,
won
the
its
correct
it's gotta
take.
fitting.
be. I love the middle. I love that. I mean, Weird Al wrote a song about it. Who doesn't love
Yeah.
the white stuff?
But we did find that mega stuff was too much.
Yeah. And most stuff, which was just stupid.
Yeah.
That was the one that's
Most?
it's like 4 times stuff.
Which gross. It's way
That's
too
what
much
I'm
stuff.
I like that they decided to make the outside graham.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Got to do my makeshift double stuff.
Yeah.
We did find that
Great idea.
when we did the tournament, that a lot of the flavors are bad. A lot of the crazy flavors.
Most of
It actually
them.
is a fireworks flavor, and that some of them are just over the top too sweet.
I've never really tried a lot of the varietals. I usually just stick with normal Oreos.
There's some good ones.
So there's actually this is a hot take that I have, but double stuff is not my favorite. I do love double stuff, but I think 3 or 4 of the varietals are actually better. My personal favorite is the dark chocolate. And then if you can find the fudge covered dark chocolate, that
Those are
is
awesome.
the fucking best. It's so
Those
good.
are really good. And I like the fudge covered mint ones too, but I like mint a lot.
I've had the red velvet ones. Those are really good.
These are better than I thought they'd be. I really like a s'more, to make a s'more by a campfire. One of my favorite desserts. But I find that a lot of s'mores flavored treats are not great. It's just a hard thing to recreate in something that's processed and packaged, and trying to put all those flavors together in the right way. This is pretty good. As far as Oreos we've tried go, I enjoy this one. I know we've had issues with when we have marshmallow flavored things, because it's not marshmallow they're putting in here. It's just a flavored cream. It's not too marshmallowy, but just enough to remind me of that. I'm going to give this a like dat, which is going to get off to an okay start, and we'll see if it's going to have enough to beat the Pringles. Kyle, what do you think of these things?
So yeah, s'mores flavor is interesting as a concept because you're dealing with 3 different things. Like, can you really pull that off in like one snack? And I think they got the marshmallow chocolate part okay. I don't think the graham really comes through. Like the cookie part is just kind of nothing.
Yeah.
So if you just gave this to me and didn't say what flavor it's supposed to be, I'd like really like it. I'd be like, this is good. This is sweet and it's a cookie, so I like it. But as a s'mores flavor, it's not like super nailing it. So for limited edition S'mores Oreo, naturally and artificially flavored, graham flavored cookie sandwich cookies.
Mhm,
I like
that's
that.
The full name.
The full name. The full name.
I was trying. There's a lot of words on this thing. Holy crap!
Keep
I
reading.
like that.
All right.
Read us the ingredients now.
Okay,
Partially
Geiger.
hydrogenated.
I think first of all, we need to touch on the fact that they're wasting a huge opportunity by not just calling these S'moreos. I don't know why.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
How are they not doing
They
that?
fucked
I'm
up.
downgrading to hate that.
They
Okay.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
that's a failure of marketing. Instead, they gave him that 19-word name that Cal just listed off. It doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as easily. I think they're fine. I disagree. I actually do think the graham cookie is fine. I think it goes well with the cookie. Like Novak said, I'm glad they didn't make it just a regular cookie. And it's got a little bit of the whatever it is that makes a graham cracker a graham cracker. The cream, I find it weird with these any of the varietal Oreos, anything but the standard Oreo has a different type of cream. It's like an oilier, slicker cream. I don't know how to explain it, but
Mhm.
it's just different, and I don't like that. I like that the cream of the regular Oreo is kind of got that stiffness to it, or whatever it is. It's a better mouthfeel. It's like grainier. It sounds dumb and worse, but I like it better. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
And I also don't think I taste a big difference between the white and the chocolate. Like it just kind of is overall sort of sweet, and it's kind of more. If like you were saying, what you kind of struck my chord with me, Kyle, when you were saying if you just gave it to me and I didn't know what flavor it was supposed to be, I would just maybe think it's like chocolate and vanilla. I wouldn't think it's necessarily marshmallow. Although, in fairness, I probably a lot of Oreo cookies. We did that whole tournament, and there were some that were very flavor accurate and some that weren't. So I'm torn. I think it tastes good, and at the end of the day, it's really all I give a shit about. I'm not going to knock it for like the white part of the cream or whatever, but I'll give it a low level like that. I would prefer. I think it's tasty. I would prefer a lot of other Oreos before it, but it's still a good tasting Oreo.
All right, 3 likes, which means, Chad, I don't think there's anything you can do to take this thing out of the win. But I am curious to see what you think.
I think Kyle really hit it on the head with a lot of what he said. It's not so the graham flavor is there in the cookie. I tried the cookie by itself, and you can taste the graham flavor there, but you lose it in the cream, right? Because the cream, which doesn't really taste like marshmallow and doesn't really taste like chocolate, other than like the typical chocolate flavoring, right? It doesn't taste like a melted chocolate bar. It doesn't taste like chocolate.
Taste like chocolate. It just tastes like chocolate
Other than
flavor.
the chocolate.
All right.
But what I'm saying is that the flavor accuracy of this thing is in the tank, right? Like it doesn't taste like s'mores at all. The flavor is good, but it is too sweet, I think. And I think it's because they have that double layer of cream. It's like too much cream.
Yeah.
There. And the flavor becomes overwhelming for me. And I couldn't even eat, like I ate 3 total, I think. And that's as far as I could go, and I had to stop. So I think they're good, but there are much better Oreos that you could get, and the flavor accuracy there needs to be better. So that is going to bring it down just to an indifferent to that for me.
All right, it is the winner. I was really distracted. What the hell are you doing,
what's going on,
Geiger?
You stood up and just showed us your belly.
Stretching his back out?
No, I got another massive leg cramp. I cannot bend my leg right now.
Wally was right!
Wally! This is what's going to happen if I sit still and don't
Damn
never
you,
move.
Wally!
Kyle, you might be surprised to know this is not the first or even the second time this has happened on this podcast.
I thought it was a normal thing. Yeah, you guys just kept going. I was like, yeah, it's just probably
I need to
stands
eat
up
more
once in a while.
bananas. Yeah, you're like giving me the thumbs up. I'm like, yeah, just keep going. Don't talk about it.
I just thought you really wanted to show us your 6-pack abs. That's all.
I just wanted to show you off these sweet forearms I got. Look at these guys.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
My
Now that's an
forehead.
Ola. Yeah.
I tried to look up forehead facts. There's not much.
Well, this head-on apply directly to the forehead.
It's true.
That's true. That old medicine.
Yeah.
Kyle, before we go, tell us a little bit about your podcast. I'm curious why you chose Hamilton.
That's a great question. So first I'll get into a new low. So it's 5 dorks basically talking about the week that was, our disappointments and our encouragements. That's the general format, but we get into all sorts of dumb things. So that's our general topics kind of show. So that came out of like a Zoom call that we'd been doing weekly since the pandemic started. And when Hamilton dropped on Disney Plus, which was July 4th weekend last year, I'd always heard about it. I watched it. I was like, oh, let's see what all the hype is about. I'll check it out. And like, I liked it when I watched it. And then like the next day, a lot of the songs were just kind of stuck in my head. It's like, I recognize this song. I remember this song.
Right.
So I downloaded the soundtrack, and then I just kept listening to the soundtrack. And I'm like, man, this thing, that's when I really started liking it. And then one of my other co-hosts on A New Low, Joe, had done the same thing. He watched it that weekend. He got the soundtrack, and he just kept listening to it. So then on those Zoom calls, we would start talking about it to each other, and everyone else would get mad. So we're like, well, maybe we should just make our own podcast then.
Right.
So then we have somewhere to talk about this thing that we both like overnight became obsessed with. And so again, that was July of last year. So now we're in June of this year. There's 46 songs. So we just did our 45th song last week.
Wow.
Or this week as we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
This was like I said, this is June now, not to blow your guys' spot. Or
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
but,
this comes out in a month. It's okay. We record way ahead.
We know,
We
yeah,
do
yeah.
them
But
the
yeah.
day before. He's
4th
lying.
of July.
It's July 3rd. But no, we just did the second to last song. We're going to do our last song this week, and we're not sick of it. It's crazy. Like we still love it. Like doing a song a week and pacing it out that way probably helped elongate it, but that's really how we got into it. We just watched it, we loved it, and we wanted to talk about it. So
Is it going to keep going then after?
there is talks of what we're going to do for a season 2. It'll be a different play probably.
Run it back, rank them all again.
I'd do it. I don't care. It'll be
Doesn't
great.
he have another one coming out, or maybe he already did, and they're making a movie out of it now? In
so
the Heights.
Yeah,
Something like that?
Lin-Manuel Miranda's first play he actually did before Hamilton was called In the Heights, and they filmed like a movie version of it, like a real movie with
Gotcha.
like sets and actors and stuff. Because the Hamilton one was just a filmed stage play, but
Right.
they did like a real movie version that's coming out, I think, next weekend.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. That's something we're kicking around as a season 2, but we're trying to pick something.
One possibility: Pixar movies.
That would be nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That would,
We
that
already
would
know
be
your
bad.
hot Wally
I
take,
know
but maybe
episode
you
1
have
is. Right.
Yeah, we'll rank them all while he's dead last.
Another possibility: try every single thing on the Wawa menu each week, a different thing.
That would
And,
take years.
Well,
Well,
But yeah, once again, that is called "Who Does a Podcast?" A very bad title that I thought up.
we
It is.
we had this thing.
It's
this
terrible.
exchange over text where like Novak texted me and he was like, "What's Kyle's podcast?" And I replied like, "Who does a podcast?" And then he's like, "Kyle, the guy we're having on."
The guy, yeah, the guest.
Yeah. It was just
It's a very who's on first. So like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the songs or one of the lines is like the concept is like who lives, who dies, who tells your story is like one of the lines. So I was like, we'll be who lives, who dies, who does a podcast.
got it.
But then we just shortened it to who does a podcast, and it just became even worse. So,
we just shortened it to Who Dies.
yeah, we're like,
Guess
who
everybody.
lives. So that's where that came from.
Nice.
All right, Geiger. Why don't you give our social medias?
All right. Yep. If you have thoughts on Oreos, Wally, his sexual partners, whether he was secretly a Sith Lord in disguise this whole time, Pixar movies, if you can recommend some sort of balm for my leg, it's still seizing up like mad right now.
Some
I
icy
can't-
hot, man.
I can't straighten it.
I'm pretty sure right now one of your leg bones is half as long as the other one. I think that's what happened. there.
Yes, it's definitely shriveled up. This is my 4th worst leg cramp this week.
The unfortunate thing about those leg cramps seems to be that they're never ogre, which is
No,
a
they
problem.
Never.
Rarely ogre. No. They continue to happen.
Leg cramps are life.
Yeah. Anyway, if you'd like to recommend a snack for the podcast, tell us what you think about our ratings. Give us any sort of feedback, advice, anything like that. I need a lot of advice in my life, apparently, because my diet's horrible. You can reach out to us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. You can do hashtag You Tried Dat on Twitter. We also have a You Tried Dat group on Facebook. We would love to hear from you. Please continue downloading, leaving reviews, liking everything, if you will. And thanks as always for listening.
All right, that'll do it. And Kyle, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh,
Love
Really
thank you for
appreciate it,
inviting
yeah.
me. It was a great time. Thank you very much.
All right, that'll do it for this time. But we'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Cheers.
Yep.